30 million people took cruises last year. That's more than the entire population of Texas stepping aboard floating cities. Yet millions more refuse to even consider it because of myths that haven't been true for decades. Number 17 will completely change how you think about cruise safety. The statistics will shock you. But first, if you're tired of vacation myths keeping you landlocked, hit that subscribe button. You're about to discover why the cruise industry is laughing all the way to the bank while you're missing out on some of the world's best travel deals. Here's what the cruise lines don't want you to know. Every single day they're not sailing, they're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why are these persistent myths still keeping ships half empty on certain routes? Let's count down the 30 biggest cruise myths. And by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why your travel agent has been trying to get you on a ship for years. The headlines scream about cruise disasters. The internet buzzes with horror stories. Social media influencers mock cruise passengers as unsophisticated tourists. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, something extraordinary is happening. Cruise demand has hit record highs. 30 million passengers annually, with repeat bookings now outpacing first-time cruisers. The newest megaships like Icon of the Seas accommodate 8,000 passengers and they're booked solid months in advance. The cruise industry isn't dying, it's exploding. And those empty cabins you hear about? They're strategic pricing, not lack of demand. But if cruises are so popular, why do people still believe they're floating retirement homes? Myth 29 reveals the age secret that will surprise you. Picture every cruise commercial you've ever seen. Gray-haired couples holding hands on deck, seniors playing shuffleboard, bingo nights with walkers parked nearby. The marketing created this image so effectively that entire generations wrote off cruising as a retirement activity. The average cruiser age is 47, not 77, 47. Millennials and Generation X passengers now make up over 50% of all cruise guests. Generation Z bookings have increased by 30% in just 2 years. Modern cruise ships pulse with energy. Rock climbing walls tower above pools where 20-somethings splash. Nightclubs throb with music until dawn. Surf simulators challenge teenagers while their parents sip cocktails nearby. Those young passengers aren't worried about getting seasick either. Myth 28 explains why that fear is mostly in your head. Seasickness terror keeps more people off ships than any other fear. The mental image of spending a week hugging a toilet while the room spins uncontrollably. Older movies and stories paint cruises as vomit-inducing nightmares where passengers stumble around green-faced and miserable. Modern cruise ships use advanced stabilizers that make seasickness rare, especially in calm waters like the Caribbean or Alaska's Inside Passage. These aren't the small vessels of decades past. Today's ships are massive, stable platforms that barely register ocean movement. Midship cabins on lower decks eliminate almost all motion sensation. Even if you do feel queasy, remedies like patches or medication work fast. Most passengers forget they're on water after the first day, but maybe you're thinking cruises cost too much anyway. Myth 27 is about to change your entire perspective on vacation budgets. What if someone offered you 7 days of accommodation, all meals, entertainment, and transportation between multiple countries for less than $100 per day? Most people spend more than that on a single night at a decent hotel. Add restaurant meals, entertainment tickets, and transportation, and a land vacation becomes a budget nightmare. The cruise industry knows this. They've built their entire pricing model around offering incredible value while everyone assumes they're expensive. Cruise fares start at $50 to $100 per person per day. That includes your floating hotel room, multiple restaurants, shows, pools, gyms, and transportation between destinations. Off-season deals and last-minute bookings can drop prices even lower. A 7-day Caribbean cruise can cost less than 3 nights at a Disney resort. Of course, you might worry about feeling trapped on that floating bargain. Myth 26 addresses the claustrophobia fear that stops many bookings. The panic sets in during booking. 7 days, surrounded by water, no escape routes. What if you hate it? What if you need space? What if the walls close in? Landlocked people especially struggle with this concept. The idea of being miles from shore with no way off feels terrifying. Modern cruise ships are floating resorts with more space and activities than most land destinations. Multiple pools spread across different decks. Theaters with Broadway-quality shows. Libraries offering quiet solitude, spas providing zen-like relaxation. The newest ships feature central parks with real trees, surf simulators, zip lines, rock climbing walls, and jogging tracks that circle the entire vessel. Some ships have more restaurants than entire city blocks. Port stops every day or two let you explore different countries and cultures. Sea days become opportunities for activities or pure relaxation. But what about all those other passengers crowding your space? Myth 25 tackles the overcrowding concern that haunts potential cruisers. The marketing photos show packed pool decks, videos highlight crowded buffets, social media posts complain about lines and chaos. Who wants to vacation surrounded by thousands of strangers fighting for pool chairs and elevator space? Ships vary dramatically in size, from intimate yachts carrying 100 passengers to mega ships accommodating 5,000. The passenger space ratio tells the real story. Luxury ships offer ratios of 67 to 70, meaning generous space per person. Even mainstream ships average 30 to 40, which provides comfortable room. Every ship designates quiet areas. Adult-only zones eliminate children. Libraries offer peaceful retreats. Many decks remain nearly empty while crowds gather at popular venues. Speaking of crowds, maybe you're worried about the entertainment being too focused on families. Myth 24 reveals why that assumption misses the mark entirely. This might be the most outdated assumption on our entire list. Cruise marketing historically targeted women and families. Spa treatments, shopping, and gentle activities dominated advertising. Many men saw cruises as floating beauty salons. Modern cruise ships cater aggressively to male passengers. Steakhouses serve prime cuts. Sports bars broadcast games on massive screens. Casinos rival Las Vegas floors. Adventure activities include ziplining, ATV tours, rock climbing, and surf simulators. Shore excursions offer deep-sea fishing, motorcycle tours, and extreme sports. Entertainment includes comedy shows, high-tech productions, and live music venues. Some ships feature go-kart tracks, laser tag, and virtual reality experiences. But maybe you're worried about awkward social situations. Myth 23 addresses the biggest dining room fear that keeps introverts away. The traditional cruise dining image terrifies introverts. Assigned seating, 8 strangers around a table, forced conversation with people you might not like for an entire week. What if they're boring? What if they're inappropriate? What if you have nothing in common? What if dinner becomes a nightly ordeal? Flexible dining options are now standard across the industry. Most cruise lines offer open seating where you choose your table size and companions. Specialty restaurants allow pre-booked private tables. Room service delivers restaurant-quality meals to your cabin for ultimate privacy. Solo travelers can request single tables. Couples can dine alone. Large groups can book private dining rooms. The choice is entirely yours. Of course, you might assume the food isn't worth eating anyway. Myth 22 is about to completely change your expectations about cruise cuisine. Imagine biting into a perfectly prepared filet mignon while watching the sun set over the Mediterranean. The meat melts in your mouth as ocean breezes carry the scent of fresh herbs from the ship's garden. For decades, cruise food meant cafeteria-style buffets with heat lamps and mystery meat. Mass-produced meals for thousands of passengers seemed impossible to make well. The cruise industry heard these complaints and responded with a culinary revolution. Modern cruise dining ranges from casual buffets to fine dining crafted by celebrity chefs. Luxury lines like Silversea feature Michelin-inspired menus created by world-renowned culinary artists. Mainstream ships offer healthy options, local ingredients sourced at ports, and specialty restaurants rivaling land-based establishments. Ships now feature sushi bars with fresh fish, steakhouses with dry-aged beef, and Italian restaurants with pasta made fresh daily. Some vessels grow herbs and vegetables in onboard gardens, but you're probably worried about dressing up for all those fancy meals. Myth 21 tackles the formal wear fear that keeps casual travelers away. The thought of packing suits, ties, and formal dresses for vacation makes many travelers choose other options. Who wants to haul tuxedos to the beach? Traditional cruise imagery shows passengers in evening gowns and black ties every night. The perception suggests constant formality and uncomfortable clothing requirements. Dress codes have relaxed dramatically. Most cruises have just one optional formal night where smart casual clothing like a jacket or nice dress works perfectly. Daytime wear is completely casual. Shorts, sandals, and swimwear dominate deck areas. Even luxury lines like Cunard allow flexibility outside special events. You can skip formal night entirely by eating at casual venues or ordering room service. No cruise police will arrest you for wearing khakis to dinner. Comfort extends beyond clothing choices. Myth 20 reveals a safety concern that might surprise you with its actual statistics. News headlines amplify every cruise incident. Ship disasters, medical emergencies, and mechanical failures dominate coverage. The perception builds that cruise ships are floating death traps. When something goes wrong on a ship, thousands of passengers are affected. The scale makes every incident seem catastrophic. Cruise ships follow strict safety regulations with mandatory safety drills and professionally trained crews. A comprehensive study from 2009 to 2019 showed a 41% decrease in operational incidents despite a 68% increase in passenger capacity. Medical facilities operate on board with trained doctors and nurses. Safety equipment meets international standards. Coast Guard inspections ensure compliance with maritime laws. You're statistically safer on a cruise ship than driving to the grocery store. The media coverage creates a distorted perception of actual risk levels, but maybe you're worried about getting sick from other passengers. Myth 19 addresses the illness fear that gained serious attention recently. Your risk of catching norovirus on a cruise ship is 1 in 5,500. On land, it's 1 in 15. Media coverage of cruise ship illness outbreaks creates the impression that ships are floating germ factories. Stories spread about entire ships being quarantined due to stomach bugs. Ships maintain rigorous health protocols including hand sanitizer stations throughout every vessel, frequent cleaning of all surfaces, and pre-boarding health screenings for passengers and crew. The CDC's vessel sanitation program conducts unannounced inspections to maintain high cleanliness standards. Most ships score above 95% on these evaluations. Restaurants, hotels, and cruise terminals on land have higher illness rates than cruise ships, but they don't generate headlines because the impact seems smaller. Physical safety concerns extend beyond illness. Myth 18 tackles a fear that keeps some passengers away from deck areas entirely. Movies and media portray cruise ship railings as flimsy barriers barely keeping passengers from tumbling into the ocean. The fear of accidental falls keeps some travelers glued to interior areas. Every overboard incident generates massive news coverage. Search and rescue operations play out dramatically across television screens and social media feeds. Accidental falls are extremely rare. Railings on decks and balconies are chest-high for safety, meeting strict international maritime standards. Most overboard incidents involve intentional acts or serious rule-breaking like climbing on restricted areas while intoxicated. Ships have extensive security camera coverage and trained safety personnel. Following basic safety rules, staying in designated areas, and avoiding excessive alcohol consumption eliminates virtually all overboard risk. Personal safety matters, but environmental impact concerns affect many potential cruisers. Myth 17 reveals surprising truths about cruise industry environmental efforts. Here's the number 17 reveal that will shock you. The cruise industry has committed to reducing carbon emissions by 40% by 2030, and they're ahead of schedule. Environmental activists rightfully criticize the cruise industry's historical practices. Large ships burning heavy fuel oils and dumping waste created legitimate concerns about ocean pollution. These concerns aren't entirely mythical. The cruise industry did have environmental problems and some issues persist. The industry's response has been dramatic. Ships now use advanced waste treatment systems that exceed many land-based facilities. Aggressive recycling programs process thousands of tons of materials. Newer ships use cleaner fuels like liquefied natural gas. Some vessels feature hybrid propulsion systems and advanced water purification technology. Environmental concerns require ongoing vigilance, but the industry's transformation deserves recognition. Progress continues with each new ship launch. Environmental responsibility connects to destination quality. Myth 16 addresses concerns about where cruise ships actually take you. Name the most remote place you've ever dreamed of visiting. Chances are there's a cruise ship that goes there. Traditional cruise marketing showcased the same Caribbean beaches and European capitals. The perception developed that cruise passengers only see commercialized, crowded destinations. While popular ports remain common, cruise itineraries now reach Russia's Far East, remote Arctic regions, and untouched Pacific islands. Smaller expedition ships access ports where larger vessels can't dock. These ships offer authentic experiences like wildlife research stations, indigenous cultural centers, and geological wonders. Some cruises provide access to destinations impossible to reach independently. Research stations in Antarctica, protected marine sanctuaries, and military historical sites open exclusively to cruise passengers. Those unique destinations come with structured schedules, right? Myth 15 challenges assumptions about cruise flexibility that might surprise schedule-conscious travelers. Vacation should mean freedom from schedules, alarm clocks, and rigid timetables. The fear of cruise regimentation keeps independent travelers away. Traditional cruise imagery suggests passengers marching in groups from activity to activity, following strict schedules with no personal choice. Cruise activities are entirely optional. Dining times offer flexibility with open seating and room service. Port visits provide 8 or more hours for independent exploration. You can sleep until noon, skip organized activities, and create your own schedule. Shore excursions range from guided tours to completely independent exploration. Some passengers attend every organized activity, others spend entire days reading by the pool. Most find a balance between structure and spontaneity. Individual preferences matter, but family dynamics create different concerns. Myth 14 addresses assumptions about who cruises are designed to serve. Solo travelers, multi-generational groups, friend groups, and business associates all find tailored cruise experiences. The industry has recognized diverse passenger needs. Norwegian Cruise Line and other companies now feature dedicated single cabins and solo traveler lounges. These spaces eliminate the awkwardness of traveling alone while providing social opportunities. Grandparents, parents, and children find activities suited to different age groups while sharing meals and excursions. Ships offer childcare so adults can enjoy evening entertainment. Groups of friends book connecting cabins or suites for shared experiences. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, reunion groups, and hobby clubs organize themed cruises. Different passenger types have different expectations about cleanliness standards. Myth 13 addresses hygiene concerns that affect booking decisions. The restaurant you ate at last week probably has lower cleanliness standards than the cruise ship you're afraid to board. High-profile illness outbreaks create lasting impressions about cruise ship hygiene. The image of thousands of passengers sharing confined spaces seems inherently unsanitary. The CDC's vessel sanitation program conducts unannounced inspections with stricter standards than most restaurants face. Ships must maintain scores above 86% to operate. Housekeeping staff clean cabins twice daily. Public areas get sanitized continuously throughout the day. Hand sanitizer stations appear every few feet in dining and entertainment areas. Land-based venues like restaurants, hotels, and shopping centers have higher infection rates but generate less dramatic coverage because the impact appears smaller. Health concerns extend beyond cleanliness to personal wellness choices. Myth 12 tackles a concern that affects health-conscious travelers specifically. The image of cruise passengers gorging themselves at endless buffets while lounging motionless for days terrifies health-conscious travelers. All-you-can-eat dining available 24 hours daily seems like a recipe for vacation weight gain. The temptation appears unavoidable. While food is abundant, healthy options like fresh salads, grilled fish, lean meats, and vegetarian dishes are widely available across all dining venues. Ships feature full gyms with modern equipment, jogging tracks circling upper decks, and pools for swimming exercise. Shore excursions include hiking, biking, and walking tours. Weight gain depends on individual choices, not cruise environment. Many passengers return home healthier from active shore excursions and relaxed vacation stress relief. Physical health matters, but intellectual stimulation concerns affect educated travelers. Myth 11 addresses assumptions about cruise intellectual content. The stereotype suggests cruise entertainment means only magic shows, dance classes, and bingo games. Intellectually curious travelers assume cruises offer nothing engaging. Luxury lines like Seabourn offer conversation series featuring historians, scientists, and cultural experts. Cunard provides lectures on art history, astronomy, and literature. Shore excursions include museum tours, archaeological site visits, and cultural immersion experiences. Some cruises partner with universities for continuing education credits. Wine tastings feature sommelier education. Cooking classes teach regional techniques. Art auctions include information about featured artists and movements. Libraries stock thousands of books. Internet access supports research and learning. Port destinations offer unlimited educational opportunities. Education and entertainment cost extra though, right? Myth 10 reveals pricing surprises that affect vacation budgets significantly. Many potential cruisers assume cruise fares include everything, then get shocked by additional costs during and after their vacation. Marketing emphasizes what's included, creating impressions that nothing costs extra once you board the ship. Base fares cover accommodations, most meals in main dining rooms and buffets, and basic entertainment. Alcohol, specialty dining, spa treatments, shore excursions, and internet access cost extra. Some luxury lines include drinks, gratuities, and shore excursions in base fares. These cruises cost more initially but provide true all-inclusive experiences. Research inclusions before booking. Budget for extras like specialty dining and excursions. Consider beverage packages if you plan to drink alcohol. Speaking of modern conveniences, technology concerns affect business travelers. Myth 9 addresses connectivity assumptions that might surprise remote workers. Remote work opportunities make this concern increasingly relevant. Business travelers and digital nomads need reliable internet connectivity. Upgraded internet systems, including Starlink satellite coverage on many ships, now support video calls and file uploads that were impossible just 5 years ago. Younger professionals in their 30s and 40s are choosing cruises specifically because they can work while traveling. Luxury lines cater to this market with business centers and high-speed internet. Internet costs extra and speeds vary by location and ship capacity. Test connections early in your cruise to ensure adequate performance for work requirements. Some passengers work mornings and explore ports in afternoons. Others handle urgent matters between leisure activities. The flexibility appeals to busy professionals. Here's where things get interesting, and I want to hear from you in the comments. How important is ship size to your cruise experience? Are you team intimate small ship or team massive floating city? Drop your preference in the comments because Myth 8 is all about size assumptions. Megaships accommodating thousands of passengers seem overwhelming and impersonal. The fear of being lost in a crowd keeps some travelers away. Ships range dramatically from intimate yachts carrying 100 passengers to massive vessels accommodating 8,000. Each size offers different advantages. Smaller vessels like Michelin-star's sailing yachts provide personalized service where crew members know passenger names. These ships access ports unavailable to larger vessels. Larger ships offer diverse amenities, multiple dining options, and entertainment variety impossible on smaller vessels. They also provide quiet retreats, despite overall passenger capacity. Choose ship size based on preferences for intimacy versus amenities. Both options provide excellent experiences for different personality types. Size preferences often relate to family composition. Myth 7 addresses assumptions about cruise appeal to different age groups. Parents worry that cruise activities won't engage children who are accustomed to high-tech entertainment and constant stimulation. Family-friendly lines like Royal Caribbean feature dedicated kids clubs, elaborate water parks, and teen-only lounges with age-appropriate activities. Children participate in Crayola art camps, surf schools, rock-climbing walls, and video game tournaments. Teen programs include dance classes, talent shows, and social events. Shore excursions designed for families include wildlife encounters, cultural experiences, and adventure activities that create lasting memories. Professional childcare allows parents to enjoy adult-only dining and entertainment while children participate in supervised activities with peers. Family fun works great in warm weather, but what about other climates? Myth 6 challenges destination assumptions that limit cruise considerations. Many potential cruisers only consider Caribbean and Mediterranean options, missing incredible experiences in colder climates. Cruises sail to Antarctica, Norway's dramatic fjords, Alaska's wilderness, and Russia's Far East. These destinations offer stunning scenery and unique wildlife encounters. Expedition cruises provide adventure activities like glacier trekking, wildlife photography, and cultural exchanges with indigenous populations. Cold weather cruising avoids crowded summer destinations while providing spectacular scenery and lower prices. Northern Lights viewing and whale watching create unforgettable experiences. Ships provide appropriate gear for cold weather excursions. Heated indoor spaces offer comfort between outdoor activities. Destination variety leads to customization options. Myth 5 addresses flexibility concerns that affect vacation planning. The perception of rigid one-size-fits-all cruise experiences keeps independent travelers away. The fear of being forced into group activities creates anxiety. Modern cruises offer extensive customization from dining preferences to shore excursion choices. Private tours, overnight land trips, and specialty experiences cater to individual interests. High-end lines like Crystal create bespoke experiences tailored to passenger preferences. Personal concierges arrange custom activities and dining experiences. Choose structured group activities or completely independent exploration. Mix organized excursions with personal time based on daily preferences. Your cruise experience reflects your choices, not ship limitations. Active participation or complete relaxation are both perfectly acceptable approaches. Customization extends to technology expectations. Myth 4 addresses concerns about modern amenities that might surprise tech-conscious travelers. Older cruise images create impressions of dated facilities, outdated entertainment, and primitive amenities that haven't kept pace with land-based resorts. Modern ships feature cutting-edge technology including virtual reality games, high-tech theaters with robotic stages, and eco-friendly systems rivaling any land facility. Productions rival West End shows with advanced lighting, sound, and stage effects. Some ships feature ice skating rinks, surf simulators, and indoor skydiving. Newest vessels include go-kart tracks, water slides, rock climbing walls, and zip lines. Spa facilities offer treatments using latest wellness technology. Cruise lines invest billions in ship upgrades and new construction. Competition drives constant innovation in passenger amenities and services. Modern amenities serve diverse passenger interests, but cultural concerns persist. Myth 3 addresses authenticity worries that affect culturally minded travelers. Serious travelers worry that cruise ports offer only sanitized, commercialized experiences that lack genuine cultural immersion. While some ports cater heavily to cruise passengers, many excursions provide deep cultural experiences unavailable to independent travelers. Shore excursions include chocolate-making classes in Belize, cheese tastings with local farmers in the Netherlands, and home visits with local families worldwide. Cruise partnerships provide access to restricted sites, private museums, and cultural centers, unavailable to individual visitors. Some itineraries feature overnight port stays allowing extensive exploration. Extended land tours combine cruise and independent travel experiences. Cultural experiences appeal to different personality types. Myth 2 addresses social assumptions that affect cruise selection decisions. Media coverage emphasizes party aspects of cruising, creating impressions that all cruises involve constant drinking, loud music, and rowdy behavior. While some lines like Virgin Voyages attract younger, livelier crowds, others such as Cunard and Seabourn offer refined, quiet experiences. Choose cruise lines and ships based on desired atmosphere. Luxury lines emphasize sophistication, while family lines focus on wholesome entertainment. Large ships provide areas for different activity levels.